Hey, Pretentious Engineer here. You may have noticed that cake collision was inelastic. It's Joe from the future. Bonus content, I want to take a moment to talk about how I manage my energy levels as an international global leader. So, for those of you who don't know, I live in Japan. I've been out here for about a year and a half, and while I work a lot with Japanese partners, I also lead a team of engineers in the US. So I time zone hop, which is really challenging, and I'd say for the last year and a half I still haven't figured it out. So that's where I would start with this discussion. I used to work really early mornings to connect with US partners, and then I'd also flip evenings, and then I was navigating Japanese partners throughout the day. And after about a year and a half of doing this, I just found that it trashed my entire health, sleeping routine. Everything didn't work, and I was always fatigued. And when you're consistently fatigued, you struggle to make good decisions. You struggle with a sense of kind of engagement and belonging and passion. So I actually kind of flipped my whole routine and have adjusted where I contribute across all these spaces. So I want to walk you through an example day of the life of a global leader in Japan, and kind of how I float my time in some non-traditional ways. So I wake up at 4:30 a.m., which is a little crazy, and I normally do a devotional, get myself set up for the first 30 minutes, and then from 5 to 6:30, I work out. I'll either do lifting or long distance running, and I'm also recording content for a 16-week half marathon training program, so there's also the video element of that. Sometimes I live stream during the workouts if they're lifting, and then I'll do a cold shower, hot bath, cold shower. So normally by about 7-ish, I'm done with that block, which is kind of self-care. My kids normally wake up around 5:30 to 6:30, so I'm also floating kids in that transition, which is a lot of fun. And I try to own a lot of the morning routine. My wife's not much of a morning person. So I'll do kids' breakfast, help get them off to school, do drop-off. And then from 9 to maybe 11, I try to do the hardest thing. That's where my brain is at a peak. Yeah, just based on how it works across time zones. For Mondays and Tuesdays, that hardest thing is normally grad school. So I try to throw my brain at grad school content. I'm studying global leadership. I found that if I try to do homework at night the way I used to, it's not feasible for me. So that was actually a big adjustment, to take that slice of time and put it towards study as opposed to directly into work, but realizing that if I learn better, then I can solve problems better, so it's all connected. And then from 11 to 12:30, I'll do email or kind of lighter work activities that don't need full brain focus, kind of logistical meeting kind of stuff. Lunch with the kids or lunch solo from 12:30 to 1:30-ish. And then that's normally where I start to hit a little bit of my lag. I get pretty fatigued around 1:30. So sometimes I will drop a 20-30 minute nap, sometimes a little longer if I'm struggling. It's also a time where I kind of do video editing or a project that's a little bit more creative, although I normally do one TikTok a day now, and I'll normally do that right after the workout before I shower. So I try to keep that in the 5 to 30 minute range. And then what do I do after that? Then I kind of squeak out a little bit more work from 2 to 4:30. I normally cut out early. And again, these are days when I'm working from home. Office days are different. And then I cook dinner most of the time. So then I cook from 4 to 5:30. Sometimes I have to run out to the store before that. So sometimes it goes till 6, dinner from 6 to 6:30, bedtime with the kids till about 8 p.m. And then from 8 to 10, I fit in US facing meetings. So I've really constricted how much I'm engaging US partners, and then I'm putting most of my time into people leadership and then having them own the US side of the network as opposed to me doing that all solo. But if there's something pressing with a senior leader, I'll float it into the morning or the evening gap as needed. But that's kind of how I manage my energy levels. I find that I make better decisions if I create those pockets for creativity and content development, if I'm present as a father. If I'm doing less, I find that I can do more. But anyway, let me know in the comments if that's helpful, how you navigate things like this if you work across time zones. I'll see you around, friends.